This is a declaration of war. Mexican cartels just put $50,000 death contracts on American law enforcement. Our ICE heroes have targets on their backs, their families hunted, their children threatened. Chicago gangs turned into cartel death squads prowling our streets with hit lists. DHS confirming every word. This is not speculation. It's actually happening right now. While federal agents risk assassination, Portland terrorists physically attack their vehicles. The border isn't just broken, it's becoming a killing field. American blood will spill unless we act. This is the most dangerous moment in history. What you're about to learn could save lives, so pay attention. Now, as many investors have seen recently, exploration companies are looking south, with U.S. policy becoming friendlier towards domestic supply of critical metals. U.S. copper prices have soared after recent threats of a 50% import tariff, highlighting the value of domestic sources. Could District Copper Corp be lining up for that kind of role? Well, the company recently secured a U.S. market listing, and that move alone points to a bigger vision ahead. District Copper is advancing its copper projects, positioning itself as a gateway for supplying the copper that powers U.S. infrastructure, clean energy, and advanced technology. With copper hitting 16-month highs, rising supply demands, and growing uncertainty due to the potential closure of one of the world's largest copper mines in Indonesia, domestic production is more important than ever. Against this backdrop, and with a new U.S. listing, District Copper Corp could be setting the stage for further growth and potential expansion into key U.S. states renowned for strategic minerals. The company is building a future around one of the most essential metals of our time, positioning itself for what comes next. So check them out at the link in the description, and thank you to District Copper Corp for making today's video possible. Okay, this in from the Department of Homeland Security. I know we covered it yesterday, but we need to dive a little bit deeper. The Homeland Security posting this note 24 hours ago. Foreign criminal networks have issued explicit instructions to U.S.-based groups, including street gangs in Chicago, to monitor, harass, and assassinate federal agents. They state that we will not back down from these threats, and every criminal, terrorist, and illegal alien will face American justice. And they attached this video from Fox News.
And it's incredibly disturbing, Sandra. Homeland Security investigations, the FBI, our interagency intelligence partners are really all over this. What we're seeing, as you mentioned, is this tiered system, this coordinated and highly organized waging of war against our law enforcement and a terror campaign against them. We're seeing that they're offering $2,000 for intelligence about our ICE law enforcement agents surrounding, including their family, to dox them, $5,000 to kidnap an ICE law enforcement agent, and then even more money to kill them. And we've talked a lot about on this program and on other programs on this network about these ICE apps to locate ICE and CBP agents. And it's not just obstruction of justice that we've been seeing with that. We're also seeing this. They're now handing intelligence over to these cartels, these criminal rings, to go after our law enforcement, harass them, dox them, kidnap them, and God forbid, kill them, Sandra. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, here's part of this.
It's incredibly disturbing, Sandra.
Yeah, that is Tricia McLaughlin, Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary, laying it out there. Now, here is Caroline Levitt just a few hours ago. The message to Turning Point USA.
The political violence. So you guys at Turning Point, just I encourage you, and I know that you will continue fighting on, and how encouraging it is that so many young people are saying, I want to be part of this, despite the political violence we're continuing to face in our country, despite the fear and just the violence and the hatred that unfortunately comes from the left. You know, people want to join this movement, and they want to be on the side of truth and of righteousness and of good policy, and it's great to see.
There's great.
So you guys at Turning
But there's too many Americans right now who are choosing the wrong side, and that's going to end them up in prison. Here's more. A shocking report reveals Mexican cartels are teaming up with left-wing terror networks inside the U.S., offering massive cash bounties for the assassination of top border officials. This is insane. Declare a national emergency. Okay, listen to this.
$1,000 bounty.
5 to 10 grand for kidnapping of ICE agents or Customs and Border Patrol agents, non-lethal assault, $50,000 for the assassination of high-ranking officials. Whew. Here's Greg Bovino. He works in Chicago. Says he had a bounty on his head. Watch.
We've got $50,000 bounties on the heads of federal law enforcement officers. We have criminals ramming vehicles, criminals bringing guns to protests. This is not regular street crime here in Chicago. We have assaults on Border Patrol agents, ICE officers, and our allied law enforcement agencies every day, often multiple times per day. And again, these assaults, the lethality of these assaults is increasing.
How can your officers respond to that effectively?
Well, there's power in numbers. There's safety in numbers. Secretary Noem, ever since that terror attack we saw in Dallas, she's been hardening our ICE facilities. President Trump has called in the National Guard, a very prescient and great, strong leadership we've seen from the President of the United States. But, I mean, we are seeing a coordinated, highly organized waging of war on our law enforcement on the streets of Chicago. These men and women are simply enforcing the rule of law and doing their job, and yet there's these foreign terrorist networks who are going after them. They're using a tiered system of bounties to go after them, whether it be doxing their family members, kidnapping, even murdering these brave men and women.
Now, if you recall, just a few weeks ago, there was a sniper that took shots at an ICE facility. And now, that person apparently was acting alone. We still don't have all the details on that. But it's only going to get worse, especially when you have this type of incentive that's going to draw people out to take shots at these people so they can collect these bounties. And it only justifies President Trump's use of the National Guard, which, of course, in Chicago, they're pushing back. Here's more from the press secretary.
Democrats want to, it is law and order versus lawlessness. Democrats want to coddle criminals. Republicans want to lock up criminals. That's it. I mean, it's very simple. And again, we see this resistance from judges. We even see it from police departments in some cities, like in Portland or in Chicago, where the Chicago PD is actually told by the Democrat mayor to stand down when a federal law enforcement agent was being rammed by vehicles. Yep. That's an unprecedented action.
And the woman was a semi-automatic.
Correct. Strapped to her.
Yeah, she ended up getting shot in a defensive measure. She drove herself to she ended up being okay. But it's just an insane story.
It is. And it shows how these Democrats have put politics above public safety, and they are preventing local and federal law enforcement from working together. When you talk to cops on the street, they want to work with the feds. They want that backup, that support. They want to be able to communicate, share intel, and go arrest bad guys. And as our FBI director says, we need to let cops be cops. And that's what we're trying to do every day. And it is.
But Democrats are hamstringing as much as they can when they have these Antifa groups out there getting funded by George Soros. Here is a known Portland Antifa member, Kiley Delgado, a long history of crime, including felony riot, allegedly records herself boxing and physically obstructing ICE agents in Hillsboro, Oregon. All courtesy of the constant dangerous rhetoric against law enforcement by the media and Democrat politicians.
Car, please pull. We can play. My car's bigger than yours. Ice! It's ice! Please help me record. Get behind them if you have a car. If you have a car, please pull behind them. It's ice. Can you pull behind them? It's ICE. They're trying to kidnap people. Please pull behind them. Please pull behind them and park. Please.
This is obstruction of justice, plain and simple.
Please park behind them. Can you put your car behind them, please? It's ICE. Put your car there. They're gonna move. Hurry, please. Hurry. Park your car sideways, please.
Wow.
Hurry.
Oh, you fucked up.
She's chasing him now.
Dumb bitches. You're not going anywhere.
Wow. This is what they're dealing with on a daily basis. Lunatic Karen Antifas boxing them in, like we saw in Chicago.
Can you
and
guys
that turned
block
deadly.
the road, please, so they can't get out?
I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to box them in and then what? They're just going to be stuck there? I mean, what's like the end game here?
We have them blocked in, but we need more cars.
What's the point?
Look at these losers. 2, 3, 2 of them in the car.
Again, I don't understand what the end game here for these people and what they intend to accomplish. Here's more. Even mainstream media reporting the bounties on the agents.
The U.S. over saying Mexican cartels are now attempting to track, harass, and target immigration and border patrol agents with violence. These alleged threats come as tensions rise here in the U.S. over crackdowns in Chicago and Portland. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, Homeland Security officials say they're seeing intelligence that Mexican cartels are attempting to track, harass, and target immigration and border patrol agents with violence. In a statement late today, the department warned that cartels are offering $2,000 for gathering intelligence on federal officials and their families, often with the goal of doxing them. $5,000 to $10,000 for kidnapping or non-lethal assaults, and up to $50,000 for the assassination of high-ranking officials. The alleged new threats come amid rising tensions in Chicago and Portland involving immigration officials conducting broad deportation sweeps. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem telling President Trump in a recent cabinet meeting that she's stepping up security.
We're hardening all of our buildings and making sure that we have more security measures, snipers on the roof, people to protect our law enforcement while they're out there on the streets.
Sources telling ABC News the intelligence has been developed by Homeland Security, FBI, and DEA officials. Authorities calling the intelligence evidence of a structured bounty program to incentivize violence against federal personnel.
Ooh, this is getting bad. This is getting really bad. Here's even more on the bounty system. Homeland Security. Depraved individuals who don't value human life, threaten law enforcement, do not belong in our country.
Absolutely. We do need to get to the bottom of it because, Sean, there's going to be more incidents just like this because it's a war zone out there. Secretary Noem mentioned a bounty on the heads of federal agents, that $2,000 to kidnap, $10,000 to kill senior Border Patrol officials and senior ICE officials here in Chicago. Now, Sean, what happens between the kidnapping and the killing portion? That's something out of a third world country. Is this America? So we do need to get to the bottom of that. And I do believe that we'll get some more clarity on what happened there with the response. And I do think we're going to see additional, better response from Chicago Police Department in talking with Superintendent Schnelling and others.
It's getting bad. It's getting really bad. And this weekend's going to be even crazier. When are they going to collect these bounties? Here is Kristi Noem herself.
And they're making plans. Our intelligence indicates that these people are organized. They're getting more and more people on their team as far as attacking officers, and they're making plans to ambush them and to kill them. We have specific officers and agents that have bounties that have been put out on their heads. It's been $2,000 to kidnap them, $10,000 to kill them. They've released their pictures. They've sent them between their networks, and it's an extremely dangerous situation and unprecedented. So we've put protective detail around those individuals, change some of our operations to keep our officers safe. But make no mistake, this isn't just about, protesting free speech or that they don't like that people out here are upholding the law of our country. They're actually going out there and saying, kill these people and we'll give you this much money to do it. We're intelligent.
If you have value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. This is clearly an act of war against the United States of America. When foreign cartels put bounties on American law enforcement, that's not crime, that's terrorism. $50,000 to murder an ICE commander, $10,000 to kidnap a Border Patrol agent, $2,000 just to find where they live. These animals are coordinating with street gangs in our own cities to hunt down the heroes who protect us. And what's the left doing? Portland Antifa literally blocking ICE vehicles, acting as human shields for the cartels. They've chosen their side, and it's not America's. Every agent targeted is someone's parent, spouse, child. They wake up every day knowing that there's a price on their head, and they still put on the badge. So here's my question. Should cartels be designated terrorist organizations right now? Yes or no? Sound off below and show you stand with our agents. And get some merch at shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.